Oh, those crazy piano ladies. Bricky. You guys know I have a love-hate relationship with Warhammer of all kinds, but I do really enjoy how Bricky presents information. So this week when I was looking for a video to watch and I saw how to play Warhammer 40k Darktide, I thought to myself, maybe Bricky will yet again answer all the questions that, yes, he put in your mind, but still, he will answer them. Wonderful. As per usual, it's 8,000 degrees in my apartment. It's actually not that bad today, but like I will be sweating. So when you see like my nose start to glisten, just ignore it. I've had such a hard time with Warhammer because I have never really understood like exactly what it is. Is it a tabletop game? Is it books? Is it video games? Is it painting small things? And the answer is yes, which is not as helpful as I would like, but makes me feel a little less cuckoo bananas. So I'm excited to watch this video. We're gonna watch the whole video. It's 20 minutes long, I think. How long is it? Tell me your secrets. Yeah, 22 minutes long. We're gonna watch the whole thing today because like I wanna know. Before we get into that, thank you so much to my channel members. If you want to support the channel and make sure your comment is read by me, please become a channel member. Also, if you did not already know, I am an independently published author and these are my books. I like to think these are a great gateway drug to the fantasy genre, so if you're trying to convert somebody, start with Magic Required. It will convert them, I think. I think it will. And then let me know if it works. Last thing before we jump into this video is there will be some changes happening on the channel moving forwards, and I would like your input on it. So please, if you are interested in that, stick around till the end of the video, and that's where I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Okay, Bricky. Teach me some things.
My name is Bricky, currently being lobotomized for the glory of the Imperium. Oh no, they botched the surgery.
He's so funny.
Please help. Please.
Welcome, rejects to—
What?
Please help.
There's a person in there.
Welcome, rejects to Atoma Prime. I am John Warhammer, and there is a possibility that you have stumbled upon Darktide and thought, wow, this game looks fun. But I don't really understand what's going on here. What is this weird variant of zombies? Why does everything look like a cathedral? Why so much organ music? Who is the God Emperor? Nothing has been more fun as of late.
Did he just get his head blown off?
Who is the God Emperor? Nothing has been more fun as of late than playing this game with a group and getting to tell them all about every little aspect of the title. I definitely get annoying when I do. So in order to preserve my friendships, I can instead point to a video right here and not only teach—
Okay, I'm already sweating so much, so I'm gonna turn on my little help me fan. Just means it's only a matter of time before the camera starts overheating.
I definitely get annoying when I do. So in order to preserve my friendships, I can instead point to a video right here and not only teach you about your place in the universe of Warhammer 40k, but also how to play Darktide. And luckily, I can do so with the help of Darktide. This video is sponsored by Warhammer Darktide.
That's cool!
This is the brand new 4-player co-op experience from Fat Shark, creators of the esteemed Warhammer Vermintide games as well. And it is a delightful day.
He's so funny.
John Warhammer can be sponsored by Mr. Warhammer themselves. I will show you all how to be a fantastic servant of the Emperor and fight heresy in his holy name. But first, if you want to play anything you see on the screen right now, you can check out Darktide down
Fun fact, I don't think I can because I think it's for
yourself. It is
the master race.
It is excellent because
PC
if you haven't
gamers.
played the game, the rest of the stuff here might go a little over your head, unless you're just Mr. Warhammer. And if that's the case, then awesome, you're already more than prepared. But if not, do check it out in the description. It is excellent. It is a lot of fun.
Am I Mr. Warhammer? I'm not.
Still
I'm not.
fun?
I know I'm
yeah.
not.
Let's talk. For starters, let's chat lore.
Oh, God damn it.
Warhammer 40,000 is a sci-fi and fantasy hybrid taking place in the 41st millennium. In this world, hell is real and is a genuine threat to civilization.
I know this.
Was once led by a 10-foot-tall godlike being known as the Emperor of Mankind.
Yeah, and now
through his
he's
strength and
eating
genius
1,000
led humanity
people a day.
across the stars to conquer a million, yes, a genuine, non-hyperbolic million colonized planets.
Yeah.
10,000 years ago, 9 of his 18 sons led a rebellion that, despite eventually failing, left him a shattered and dying corpse atop a golden throne to be fed 1,000 souls of humans a day in order to survive.
One of my favorite comments, I'll try and find it and put it in here if I can, is on an early video of Bricky's, I think. I asked the question, if he gets 2,000 souls a day, will he be less disgusting? And the response was something along the lines of like, she's where she belongs, or like, that I was fitting in just fine, even though I thought it was all so gross. I'm gonna try and find that comment because I think about it regularly and it's so funny.
In those 10,000 years, humanity's main governing body, the Imperium of Man, have taken him up as a martyr and have slowly degraded into a religious fascist state.
Right, which apparently the Emperor wouldn't like,
is
right?
to know untold violence and war for a better part of your life. The Emperor, the God Emperor, is the only true divine being in the galaxy, and you will serve him and his Imperium until your dying breath, in which you will then be transferred into corpse starch to be fed to other people. In the world of Warhammer, there is no greater gift to mankind than to die in the Emperor's service. If you truly want a good picture of what it's like to live in the Imperium, just read the loading screens. Each of them is pinpoint accurate.
No, I want to read it. Speak but praise of thy master. Cleanse the mutant. Burn the heretic. Hey, that's me. Purge the Xenos. I'm a heretic.
Is pinpoint accurate. Here at this planet, we have Atoma Prime and its major hive city, Tertium. Tertium is a city that holds billions of people. And is basically if New York City was multiplied 10 times over and stretched into atmosphere.
That sounds horrible. That sounds like a horrible place to live.
Hell has gotten loose in Tertium, and one of Hell's 4 major gods, the Chaos gods, has sought to infect it for their own game.
The yucky one?
This Chaos god is Nurgle. God
yeah, the yucky one!
Disease, decay, and death. Nurgle has infected this place from the lowest dredges of the working class all the way up to the spires of the rich and powerful. Now, normally, like any good Imperial citizen would, we would bomb it from orbit. But Tertium has many strategic assets that make it worth taking back. Problem is we don't have the manpower to do it with our traditional soldiers. And that's where you come in. You are one of 4 separate classes prepared to be executed for some discretion to the Imperium.
I am a heretic.
Lack of faith in the Emperor, insubordination, dereliction of duty, or maybe just looking the wrong way at a higher up. These all carry punishment of death. But what greater pleasure is there than to die
for the Emperor?
In the Emperor's service? So out of the holding cell you go, and into Tertium you arrive.
Let's do it.
Kill the servants of the plague god and to redeem yourself in the god emperor's holy light. First, you must pick your reject. You have 4 total options, with each of them having a variety of playstyles. First and foremost,
crazy
we have
piano ladies.
A veteran soldier of the Imperium's main fighting force, the Imperial Guard. Guardsmen are hardened soldiers, strong in faith but stronger in martial prowess. Typical Imperial Guard battles use guardsmen as fodder in order to soak up the enemy's big guns to allow them to be blasted with tanks, artillery, and aircraft. You are a veteran in an army with a 90% mortality rate on their first deployment. Fear the old in a profession where men die young. The veteran will operate as your standard.
I love that. Wow. I've never heard that before, but I feel like I need to write it down. I need to Google that. Did he come up with that? I need to Google that. That is so interesting. Fear the old in a profession where men die young. That is a whole story right there. Wow. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of stories like that already written, but like, I haven't read them. I love that. That line, sometimes I'll hear a line, somebody says something in passing, and like, a whole story just appears in my brain. And that's one of them. Well, this is a character. Another one was once I was watching a video that was reviewing Angel. This was many years ago. And I've completely absorbed this phrase to my main character of my novels. And it was, I don't know if this was it exactly, or it was something along the lines of redemption is a state of being, not a destination. And like, Lachlan does not really understand that quite yet. He's working on it, but he doesn't understand it quite yet. That idea is so... Anyways, thank you, Bricky, for even more fun facts and information for my life.
Operate as your standard kind of range damage specialist. You gain bonuses to headshot damage, have extra ammo, and can utilize your main ability to highlight special enemies and do extra damage against them. Every class has a primary weapon, a melee weapon, and a grenade that is specific to each class. Your grenade, as a veteran, is a grenade, but you see, nobody else has that type of grenade. So in a horde shooter, being able to chuck Mr. Bombastic is a lot more helpful than you realize. You aren't the fastest of the classes and your stamina is a bit low, but Darktide is a 50-50 range and melee game that sways depending on the class you play. The veteran is saying, good luck getting me to use my millennium when you take faith in the Emperor and make it your whole personality. Be asking for
she's the piano girl. That's what I was talking about. Because don't they like drop organ bombs on people or something? Like they have not organs, but like organs. Did I imagine that?
6 feet, but skipping on the number of heretics.
Let's see, what is that?
Hoes be asking for men over 6 feet, but skipping on the number of heretics set aflame. You don't know when to shut the fuck up about the Emperor, which one would think ever shutting up about the Emperor is a bad thing. But even the most devout Christians don't get on their knees and praise Jesus when McDonald's ice cream machine was working. The Zealot is simply built different.
All will unfold as the beneficent Emperor wills. The Emperor demands you die! For the golden throne!
The only true God. Don't you lot ever shut up.
The Zealot has the same relative health as everyone else. However, you also have a meter called toughness. Think of toughness sort of like a shield before you take actual health damage that is regenerated by being near your other teammates, stacking higher per person. You know what else regenerates your toughness?
What?
Glorious melee combat. You know who generates even more toughness in combat? The Zealots. You push towards the melee side of that 50-50 split and decide the best way to deal with a heretic is to run at them screaming at the top of your lungs and introduce their face to your blade or chainsaw or hammer.
That sounds like Doom, and I love it.
Great for crippling hordes
and like
overall
my favorite parts of The Last of Us.
Melee combat.
Panic mode. Shit.
Sometimes even getting benefits for being low on health, because martyrdom is a blessing. Because what greater gift do we have than to die in the Emperor's service? Health is a social concept to the Zealots. You will run into battle with 1 HP, completely regenerating toughness to make you an unkillable god while simultaneously murdering everything.
I picked that one.
Now, I mentioned already, hell is real, but one might ask, can you utilize hell for your own gain? Well, the unfortunate psychers don't get a choice. A psyker is a special mutation of humanity that allows them to reach into hell, or in this case, hell is known as the warp, to allow for special powers. The problem is that reaching into hell means hell can reach back. And the more you push yourself, the more you reach into the warp, the more problems you're going to have. Also, since you're a mutant, you and the Zealot are just the best of friends.
I see how you all regard me, as if I'm something inhuman. Well, I'm glad to be so.
Blasphemy! If ye renounce your humanity, ye renounce the God Emperor's light!
I will see to the brink.
So we're not friends. Efficient Psycho.
The Psycho is your classic mage-style character. Rather weak in terms of stamina and health, but absolutely loaded in terms of damage. What keeps you in check damage-wise isn't ammunition or stamina, however, it's your peril meter. The perils of the warp come in many ways, and the higher that percentage becomes, the more problematic it'll become for you. What you get in exchange for this is all manner of psychic powers. The main one is just popping heads of enemies, which does
like what's her name in The Boys?
Chain lightning, warp flame, just AoE explosions, you name it. The Psyker has it. Your only downside is your personality. And finally, what if you just don't want to think? Not because you want life to be easy, but because you genuinely don't know how to think. Well, Ogrins may be for you. Ogrins are enormous abhumans that trade any possibility of intelligence for pure muscle.
Oh,
In the lore,
yeah,
the ogre
humans.
you play as has a special chip installed to drastically increase his intelligence. So you're currently playing the
Wait. These are the ones... No. I was thinking of orcs, not ogres. These are the ones who ate the foot soup. I watched a video of these guys eating foot soup.
This is our manufactured routine. This place is ours.
Life as Ogren is simple. You, big man. Little ones, small, need protecting. You do that, and then you break angry smaller ones upon your car lifting muscles. You specialize in taking damage and crowd control. You do plenty of damage with your own weapons, both melee and range, but one would say that isn't your focal point. You can use these gigantic shields to tank damage, grenade launchers to deal with hordes, or better yet, just use your girth. Most Ogrins barely even have infant level intelligence. One of the most famous Ogrins of all time was able to count to the number 4 without an intelligence chip. You may be smarter, but don't think too hard. This is why it's canon for ogre names to almost never be more than 1 syllable. You get powerful titles like Thud, Oof, Grud, Bang, Tug, Thork, Girth, so on. Story time. Someone goes up to the Ogren, right? Says, all right, big fella, here's your weapons, right? You got your club, you got yourself your big old gun, and here is this called a box of grenades. You take these and you throw them at the enemy. The Ogren thinks, take these, throw them at enemy. Got it. Your grenade is throwing a box of grenades that is not primed, and you do damage with direct impact. Ogre. Once you have chosen a class, you can then pick a background and customize them. At the moment, there isn't a ton of changes that go into where you come from or your story, but they are neat little lore, including tidbits and stuff. The character creator is next. You can make them look however you like.
My gosh.
Again, this is all just cosmetic and for you. The actual face you can change in the in-game doctor whenever you feel like it. The number one most important thing you need to care about is your character's voice lines. This is not changeable after character creation at the moment. It is a massive part of the game. Unlike Vermintide that had specific characters, each class has 3 voice lines per body type. If you pick a masculine or feminine body type, you'll get 3 different voice types with 6 different actors depending. Except if you're an Ogrim who has 1 body type. Thick. In Darktide, despite each character being custom with their own appearance and name, the voice lines practically operate as your character's personality. There is also a guardsman voice pack that can only be accessed if your homeworld is Cadia, which also allows you the special purple eye color too, so keep in mind that if you want to use that. The variety in these voice lines is quite high and will really help show the kind of character you're creating. Personally, I judge voice packs entirely on what they say when you activate their special abilities. For example,
this is so interesting and like a lot. This is so much. I find this fascinating, super cool to learn about. I think the game itself would be interesting to play. This, I don't know if I would like it. I don't know. I feel like it's so cool that you have this much variety, and I don't know that I want to be making those kind of choices. And I think, as I've said, I think this entire journey I've been going through about learning about video games is because I write novels and I'm making all of these decisions about the type of voice different characters have and what they look like and all this stuff. And I don't know why voice seems different, because when I started playing Mass Effect, which was very brief, it took me so long to create my character because I wanted her to look like me. Voice seems almost like a bridge too far, but in Mass Effect, I learned that making dialogue choices is not for me. Not right now. I hope to trick myself into getting there because I really want to love The Witcher 3. So I'm trying to like crawl my way slowly to liking open world dialogue choices, whatever that's called, type of games. Because right now I just want to be told a story. And I'm playing Tomb Raider right now, which is fun, more fun than I thought. I'm enjoying the puzzles more than I thought I would. I really thought I was going to hate that, but I don't. And yeah, anyways, that's what I'm thinking.
The veteran have 3. The professional, cutthroat, and loose cannon. Professional is your tried and true strong guardsman. He's a career soldier and generally likable, so his ability voice lines are all pretty standard stuff.
Precision fire!
I guess you just make one choice and then that's your character. I don't know why I misunderstood.
Was born on
Maybe
Cadia,
there aren't dialogue
which,
choices in this.
He's not very happy about his
like
home planet
Alderaan
being gone, and he shows it.
I'm not ever seeing this paper. I'm watching you. Always. Turn your coats. I'll find ya.
Finally, the loose cannon is a fun one, complete with a ton of various mildly comedic voice lines. I personally find the professional my favorite, as it's not bad playing the everyman every so often, but I hear the loose cannon in games sometimes and I think, damn, there's some good voice lines.
Why are you all so puny?
Magic, big man. Lots and lots of magic.
This continues with the other characters. The Zealot has various levels of piety. The Psychers are all over the place, including an insane German man or person who thinks the Emperor is their boyfriend and other crazy shenanigans.
You are there, aren't you, beloved? It's ever so hard to hear your voice.
And the Ogren is... the Ogren.
I can't hear nothing.
Funny Slavic Ogren, angry mad Orc Ogren, or the physical incarnation of 8 Xenos, 8 Chaos, love me Emperor. Simple as.
Not sure how I got here. Don't much care.
When this is all finally done and complete, you may hop into your game, travel around the Morning Star, see all the world, and realize that devotion to the Emperor can even be present through the architecture of starships. When you get to the holo map in the center of the table, you have multiple missions with 5 separate difficulty pips. Don't even think about doing anything above level 2. When I was level 10 out of 30 on my character, I was still mainly only doing level 2s with the occasional 3. So start with 1s. You will want to familiarize yourself with the game as much as you can without too much pain. Each mission will have a rough difficulty time frame of between 15 to 30 minutes depending on difficulty. The main objective is to move from one point to the other and do anything and everything the sassy tech priest tells you to do.
I have complete confidence in you.
Sassy tech.
As you move through the mission, you will do a combination of killing enemies, looting for supplies, looking for currencies, and objectives such as holdout points, auspex scans, objective delivery, and more. When it comes to enemies, Nurgle has certainly blessed quite a few of them, and there are a shockingly high volume of enemy types. You have regular Chaos Cultists and Poxwalkers that make up fodder enemies, with armored soldiers being tougher and harder hitting. You also have Chaos Guardsmen equipped with ranged weaponry that can suppress you and do a staggeringly high amount of damage if left unchecked. But the specials you need to look out for the most. You've got Maulers, Ragers, Volley Gunners, Shotgunners, Tox Flamers, Mutants, Poxbursters, Bombers, Snipers, Trappers, Plaguehounds, Crushers, Bulwarks, and Reapers for Mass Effect. Yeah, there's a lot to deal with. Honestly, most of these you'll figure out on your own when you see them, and the only specialized way to deal with some are when you get to the higher levels. Don't let the sniper shoot you, don't let maulers hit you, and don't let dogs pin you. It's pretty self-explanatory, and with practice, you'll find a way to deal with all of them. If I have any real true advice to give to new players, it's to stick as a team. Not only is it advantageous from a people who go alone die point of view, but it's also advantageous from a genuine game mechanic point of view. Your toughness regenerates faster when you are with your team, and that affects stats with more players. Staying as a team is smart from a coordination and mechanical point of view. There's even a little bip, blip, pip boy down in the bottom left-hand corner that shows who is in coherency.
What's that?
Blip, pip, boy down in the bottom left-hand corner that shows who is in coherency. Not to mention, there are often feats and abilities you get that assist your teammates in coherency, so stick together. Move as a team, play as a team, because if you move alone, you die alone. You'll find things around the map to help you survive, often ammo being the main.
I don't know if he's going to answer this question, but I think it's a question that is maybe too obvious for him to answer. When you're playing a team type game and you die, what happens? Like, is there are you in the penalty box? Bad gamer for dying. Shame, 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 shame.
Shame.
And then you get to play again? What are the repercussions of dying when you're on a team? Do you just have to wait for everybody to finish whatever mission they're on? Or, what happens, please? Thank you.
Is that the veteran should have priority ammo-wise, then the Ogren, Zealot, and finally Psyker. Though the Ogren and the Zealot can kind of flip-flop depending on whether the Ogren built for melee or the Zealot brought a flamer. The veteran should get ammo priority, and then you can pick between the two depending on what weapons they brought. So stop stealing my fucking ammo. If you want me to kill a sniper looking to give you a haircut, maybe don't hog the ammo for your fucking machine pistol, Zealot.
Ammo again.
It was mine.
Sell
Other than
it.
random ammo, you will find med packs and ammo crates. These will be dropped when you want them and then can refill both you and your teammates' ammo or health back to full. Health will go until that little purple bar.
Okay.
What is that purple bar?
What is that purple
you see,
bar?
Norgal might be convincing with that award-winning smile, but some people don't get convinced easily, so they need to be corrupted. This is your corruption bead. The purple will never be healed when you are healed. The only way to get rid of this is to find the healing stations known as medical servitors. In Warhammer 40k, artificial intelligence is considered one of the largest forms of heresy. Have you ever noticed that when you put down a data interrogator, it has a little human skull in it? That's because it is a human skull with a human brain in it, acting as a computer. Gather around, children, gather around. Papa Bricky is going to tell you about how we make servitors in the Imperium. A servitor is generally a criminal that has been lobotomized, dissected, dismembered, and put back together in a robotic form to serve as a slave for the wider Imperium. There is a high chance that if you, reject, were not executed for your crimes, you would have suffered this fate. Sometimes the lobotomies are successful. Sometimes, in rare cases, there is an issue of relapse.
Medicaid station. Functional. Can you take me with you? Please. I am so lonely.
So yeah, I'm just gonna walk really far away from that concept, just that man gaining self-awareness again. If I don't think about it, the pain won't arrive, you know? Smile. But this servitor will fully heal you and all your corruption.
That's
However,
horrific.
do watch for the flashing lights below him. This tells you how many charges it has. On hard difficulties, this will have fewer and fewer, so make sure you don't rush to it and use it instantly. Save the charges for the right people. Other than that, you can just look for materials such as plasteel, but that's just if you feel like doing a little bit more exploring. Once you finish the mission and extract, you'll be rewarded with XP and currency. With experience comes feats. These are basically like perks that you get every 5 levels, and you get 3 to choose from and can be swapped out whenever you're not in a mission. But what do you do like outside of a mission? Well, people often forget that the Imperium runs on faith, but not faith alone. They also run on murder. Money. Heading over to the servitor in charge of arms. Here you can get more weapons and gear like curios, passive trinkets, or other things that have ratings and rarities that you can enhance or forge with a tech priest at a higher level as well. The higher your level, the more feats you get, the more curio slots you unlock, and the more weapons you have access to. A veteran may just start with a las gun and auto rifle for their ranged weapons, but with time, you might get other variants, styles of las gun, or even bigger, chunkier things like the bolter or the hot plasma gun. And from there, you're off to the races, my friend. With levels comes upgrades. With upgrades comes weapons. With weapons comes contracts. And with contracts comes upgrades again. And so on. Oh, wait. I forgot something. If you ever hear whispering, like a lot of whispering, just standing still and whispering, go ahead and shoot them. It's an enemy of the Imperium, right? It would be wrong of you not to kill it. Do it. Shoot
Why
them.
does that sound?
Do it. Shoot them. Wake them up now.
Kill them now.
And that, my friends, is how you play
What?
Darktide.
What?
Despite
No,
the
explain
tutorial and
that.
psychology,
That was
I think it
creepy
can
and
be
weird. I
a
don't get
little
it.
bit overwhelming for people
Nah.
who don't have a ton of experience in either this game genre or the Warhammer 41st Millennium world. Final statement, the Psychonum does have something called the meat grinder. If you ever want to test out your character's voice lines, weapon damage, or enemy interactions. I really love Darktide so far. I really appreciate them sponsoring this video.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
would pick
cool.
it up. I know I'm sponsored. I don't care. It's great. I do recommend it. It is in the description. I would give it a look.
I
will
can't.
be seeing you again
I
in
don't have
only a
the-
couple
I'm
more
not a
days for
Master
another
Race gamer.
video on this game. So stay tuned. Are you going to the Warhammer Open in Vegas? And if you are, could you sign my Bricky Waifu cup? I will be. I will be going to the LVO in Vegas. So if you have your cup, I will be there. Obviously, you have your Ottawa recommendation for books and podcasts, but do you have any music artists or album recommendations?
I wonder if Ricky would like my books.
Really into
Probably
Rob
not.
Zombie lately.
Probably not like.
So I guess Rob Zombie, but that's not like
Enough
something underground.
for
If that's
him,
what you were hoping
you know?
for. Oh, I do like Poor Man's Poison. Then they're pretty good. Hey, Bricky, what is one thing that was suggested to you by someone that you were sure you were going to dislike, which you instead ended up really enjoying in the end? I maybe didn't really heavily enjoy it, But the Danganronpa games,
I don't even know what that
I hate
is.
Visual novels. I don't like anime, and I hate like teenagers, especially in anime. And yet Danganronpa was a really solid series. I think I mainly blame that on the villain being incredible, but I was a little bit shocked. It's not my favorite thing at all, but you know, I went from really low to surprisingly enjoyable.
Oh, okay. I like that little Q&A at the end. That's cool.
From our Darktide video.
Okay, bye. That was very interesting. That was very, very interesting and enjoyable. And I think I paused the video and like quite a bit to talk about my feelings, so I don't really have too much to say on Darktide, except that like I don't think it's my kind of game right now because 1, I am not a master race PC gamer. 2, I do not play games with other people because I am self-conscious, although I do play with the chat. They tell me what to do. And 3, it just felt like so much information. And right now, I feel like the amount of information I have to maintain in my brain and absorb in just like the basic mechanics of how to play the game, not even the inner workings of the game. I need a lot of stuff in the game to be spoon-fed to me because I can't even remember where L2 is. You know? That's where I'm at with Darktide. It's interesting because I don't really want to play anything in Warhammer, but it's such a fascinating world. I was kind of in that video thinking about it like Shakespeare, in that I find Shakespeare fascinating because sure, it's cool, I enjoy studying Shakespeare, but the Western, like our obsession with Shakespeare is so interesting. Like why are we so obsessed with this thing? And I feel similarly with the fandom of Warhammer 40k. Like what is it about this horrible world that is so fascinating that so many people are so dedicated to it? And that is just, it's just like another layer of enjoyment as I'm discovering new things about this creepy place. Okay, that's all I got about Bricky and Warhammer and Darktide for right now. As to what's going to be happening with the channel, I think I'm going to be making a little video about how I have ruined my channel. Somebody on Twitch sent me a video of Lila TV, I think that's her name, Lila, and how she ruined her YouTube channel. And I watched that video and I thought, I think I did that too. And I have been noticing recently that my numbers are really dropping, and I would like to try and course correct a bit. I also understand that because I've been in school, I've had less time to dedicate to the channel, so the numbers are reflective of the time I've been putting in, and I just want to be able to put my time in the right places so that I'm creating content that I enjoy creating, but that you guys enjoy watching. So I have been thinking about how I can produce more content, maybe shorter videos for this channel, and varying, not just NewGamerWatches videos, although I don't really know what direction to go. I do know that I really enjoy lore stuff. I do want to make update videos on how my gaming is going. And I also now have a VOD, a dedicated VODs channel. So if that is of interest to you, the name of that channel is in the description. Please only go to it and subscribe or watch if you're actually interested in watching the full VODs, because I would like that channel to actually find its correct niche, something else I learned from Lila's video. But it is there, and I think all my videos will be uploaded, Doom will be fully uploaded by August 7th or 8th. I think that's what the schedule I have there is now. But from you guys, I want to know what kind of stuff you want me to make and what you think I will find interesting. And yeah, I really hope that this channel feels collaborative because I really enjoy reading comments. Some of you guys who watch me on Twitch, I really love chatting with you there. And I want you guys to help me choose the direction that this channel goes, because as long as I'm enjoying making content, I want to make whatever you guys want me to, you know? So I want to find the middle of the Venn diagram where we can just watch cool stuff and talk about cool stuff and have a great time. All right, that's all I got for you. YouTube promotes channels that keep people on the platform, so clicking on another video is really helpful to me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to my channel members. Check out my books if you have not already, and I hope you guys are all happy and healthy, taking care of yourselves and each other, being friends instead, and as always, until next time, may the force be with you. Live long and prosper, and I'll be back.